I've got 6:30. We're going to call this meeting to order. Thank everybody for coming to this special meeting of the Board of Aldermen. Immediately following this, we'll launch into our budget workshop, and that'll be held back in the cafeteria area. So we have a quorum present, and we'll stand and start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, it's not on the agenda, but I will take a moment for public comments. Try to keep them to the 5-minute limit. We have Andrew Minson on the list.
Good evening. I have questions. What have you actually done to benefit the people that live here? Keep in mind, this is called a special city meeting or board meeting, a corporate meeting, not a community meeting. The homeless shelter doesn't count, nor does services you should already be providing. Think about what I said there. Services that are supposed to be provided to the population. Sad part is making people pay for poisoned water that should be provided to them by their taxes that you steal from them anyway. Free water without poison, I might add. If the government can print money, why do we pay taxes? Good question, right? You're funded through tax credits as well, which is based on the backs of the people that get arrested, the people that get trafficked through your guys' tax system. So by now you must be aware that taxation is theft, especially if there's no actual representation. How many times are you going to get up there and lie to these people's faces? Speaking of my taxes, my property tax has gone up every year. It has more than doubled, almost everyone's has, in less than 5 years. Funny how there's nothing to show for that. Whose rights are going to be violated today? Just yours or everybody else's? Are you fit for the positions? No. Do you understand the hypocritical BS you spew every time you're on the bench? Do you know what the job of the city is? Do you have any idea? Why are you flat budgeting? I suggest there be an audit of everything, every city entity, absolutely everything. What about actually funding the city in a proper manner? What about programs that actually help the people that live here? You know, like using their tax money to help them instead of hinder them and steal from them. Do you understand that every decision that you make trickles down to every part of the city and county? The decisions that you make affect everybody. Do you know what happens when you have bad management? Everybody suffers. But for some reason, the manager still thinks he's hot stuff. I feel like I have to spoon feed this to you idiots. No offense to the 3 people that are actually putting a fight against the treasonous BS. You should look up the penalty for treason. It's a doozy. I'm just wondering how many rights and laws that you're going to allow this man to break or this board to break before you finally arrest them or charge them. How much money and time do these people have to waste? You've done nothing to protect the people that live here. You've actually endangered them and continue to do so. The sad part is all I'm asking you to do is read the laws and do your job. I have avoided filing anything against the city because it puts a lot of people's jobs in jeopardy. Because at this point, it's not too much dissimilar from what you're doing by not funding, making it difficult for people to do their jobs, shutting them down, killing their communications, not informing them of decisions being made. I'm going to leave after this because there's no point in talking to an empty room with nothing but talking heads that do nothing but argue amongst themselves and further perpetrate the problem and gatekeep. And if you're unaware, we've been under martial law since 2020. I've given you that information. I've sent it to all of you. Again, I've already given you the information. Ignorance must be bliss. You're supposed to be the most informed people in this room. I'm going to take a wild guess and assume that you're not.
Okay, thank you. So under new business, the first item up is discuss and approve the roofing bid to the lowest and best bidder. You have a brief explanation of the process. We did approve a bid some months ago. Kind of goes through the explanation there. Essentially, they could not comply with wage laws. So we moved to the next highest and we got to number 3. They have been able to comply with all the documentation and paperwork necessary to do this job. They've supplied their bond money and everything. So I would take a motion to, to approve the bid of JS Exteriors for the roof project, hail damaged roof project. So move.
Second.
Any questions or discussion on this item? Okay, we have a motion by Alderman Lyford, a second by Alderman Horner on the floor. If you'd like to call the roll.
Lyford,
Yes.
Horner,
Yes.
DeKemper,
Yes.
Junior,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Mormon.
Yes.
Thank you. Next up, discuss and approve a special event request from Green Relief for the farmers market. Again, you have the application here. They have revised a few things. There's a chart there on the back of one of the pages. This will take place on private property, and they have done away with the across the street parking and the issues with the pedestrian crossing Lincoln Drive. So they are here. If you have any questions, we have 2 representatives from Green Relief. If anybody has a question, but if not, I would entertain a motion on that item as well.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
Go ahead.
Okay, we have a motion by Alderman Jones, a second by Alderman Norman. Any questions on this? This was for 2 remaining dates, 5/20 and, I don't have it here,
June 8th.
June 8th? Okay, all right, so we would be approving both of those dates.
I have a
Okay.
question.
Yes,
They're not going to be parking, going across the street. Where are they going to be parking? Where are you having them park?
So we want to put them in our lot. We're going to put signs up. The problem we had with the last event was our internal systems crashed. So all the people that showed up, they just piled up and they kept piling up because we couldn't process any sales. However, we found the problem area was on the south side, the alleyway that the trucks use. We're gonna put cones there, we're gonna stage a person there, so that
Last
nobody.
time it was really, it hindered a lot of traffic.
Yes. We're well aware that the officers were very polite. We'll take care of that. That was a major issue. The one thing that did happen though, the owner across the street let a mobile taco unit came and sat up over there later in the afternoon. That was independent of us. They kind of tagged on to our event, and that caused some issues in itself. But we couldn't control that.
right, that was, yeah, a food truck situation across the road there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm thinking they had a private deal with that property owner over there
Yeah,
that was independent of us.
right.
But we scaled our event back so that we do not have anyone parking over there. If we can't park them in our lot, we're gonna turn them away. We don't want anybody getting hurt. I mean, it's not worth that.
You were saying something about cones on James Street?
We want to, we have a cone, we want to put a cone where the entrance where you're coming into our place. We want to set one on the corner back so that people don't turn in and go down that alleyway. But we're going to try and stage a person there. I think that's the only way we're going to be able to keep people from parking there if we get too busy. We don't anticipate having the crowds like we did for the last one. The last one was our Christmas holiday. And when our systems went down, it really, it hurt us pretty bad. I mean, we had people coming and nobody leaving, and
Yeah.
It compounded and made it really rough, but we're not gonna let that happen next time. Yeah, we'll be near the volume for the next
The
two.
April one is the largest of them.
Just for the record, can you state your full name, just so we have it?
My name is Terry Loader-Bauer,
Thank you.
Loterbeauer. You're welcome.
Jeff, you good with everything?
Yes.
Okay. Any
Thank you,
other?
guys, we really appreciate it. We want to be a good business partners for the city, so we appreciate you. I'm sorry we weren't here for the last one. We didn't know.
That's okay.
We'll make sure that we don't miss another one.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Does anybody have any questions? I'll call the roll, please.
Jones,
Yes.
Norman,
Yes.
Warner,
Yes.
Lightfoot,
Yes.
Deacon,
Yes.
Joyner.
Yes.
You're good to go.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. Okay, that's the end of our meeting. I'll take a motion to go into closed session for personnel, please.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion by Horner, second by Gunner. We'll call the roll, please.
Warner,
Yes.
Joyner,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Norman,
Yes.
Lightfoot,
Yes.
Deacon.
Yes.
You can take those. I don't think there are. Let's go back in closed session.